Okay, so first apologies. I'm in my bedroom today and we have just switched bedrooms with the kids. So I managed to get the Thomas the Tank Engine wallpaper down, but I just haven't decorated it and put anything else up yet. So you've got a pretty scuzzy bare wall background. And also the noises you can hear behind me are the kittens playing. They're 10 weeks old, so they're full of just energy at the minute. And they've not long woke up, so they're going to be playful. So today's video is to answer the question that I get asked the most via DM on Instagram, and that is why I shave my head. I have briefly touched on it in other videos about the trichotillomania. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a body-focused repetitive behaviour which makes me pull my hair out. Quite literally pull my hair out. So if I'm trying to chill out on the sofa and watch telly or read a book, or if I'm writing down some notes of something that I found interesting or need to make notes on, and my hands aren't occupied, my left hand will make its way quite blatantly to my head, start singling out hairs and pull them out, hopefully with a root as well, because that's part of the whole thing, is the root coming out. It sounds strange. For those of you who don't do this or don't have this condition, you're probably all sat there going, why don't you just stop? Don't do it. It's not that easy. There is a miswiring in the brain that means, for me personally, my floating attention needs something to do. So if I'm watching telly, my floating attention sat there going, I need to do something, and it goes straight to my head. I've been pulling since I was about 4 years old. Personally, I believe that my ADHD and the trick are interlinked. They're combined. They one triggers the other, so to speak. In this case, the ADHD triggers the trick. I can't be precise on that, and I can't have a definitive yes or no because I only got diagnosed with the ADHD at 35. I'm 37 now, so it's all still pretty new to me. I'm still looking into it and trying to work out what the hell's going on with the misfiring neurons. So, trick. When I was at school, in lessons, I would pull, and I pulled to the point where I had a really big, noticeable bald patch on my head, where everyone else noticed it as well, and they started calling me names. So I grew my hair out as best as I could so that I could tie it up in a ponytail and hide it, which was great until I started on this bit down here as well, which is where my natural parting is. And the only problem is, once you've pulled the hair does grow back, if you're lucky. But then you've got a perfectly sleeked back ponytail with all these spiky bits along here. And so then those would get, and you can see the cycle. So, trick, I don't believe has a cure, because if it did, then I'm pretty sure it'd be all over the internet by now, and people would be offering this miracle cure left, right and centre. Although you do have your people who do say Praying cures it. No, it doesn't. Coconut oil cures it. No, it doesn't. Aloe vera cures it. No, it doesn't. The only thing the aloe vera does do, which I will say, is it stops the itching. That's the only thing it does. There is no physical cure. You go through cycles with trick. Like I say, mine is purely from boredom. Other people's, it may be stress related. So studying for exams. I know when I was studying for my exams, because I had my head in the books a lot, my hand would be pulling. So exam time. I really don't know what triggered it when I was 4. The only thing I can think of is that's when I started school. And so you had a lot of time of, I think at that age, just sitting around and stuff, and so I would pull. Now, when I joined the forces, I didn't pull because I was always on the go. I was always busy. I always had something to do, whether it be at work or my social life. I was always on the go. So my hair the trick didn't really make a recurrence until I ended up injured and had to spend a lot of time in rehab, physical rehab. And then, yes, I did start to pull again a bit then, but not as much as what I had done during my exams and during school. Then it got really bad after my medical discharge from the military, and I ended up working in a call centre. Not great, because you sat in front of a computer with a headset on. Then when you're at home as well, you sat in front of the TV, reading a book, reading the newspaper, reading a magazine, and just pulling. So it goes through cycles. If I'm bored, I would pull. And then 4 years ago, I was on one of the trick groups on Facebook, because there are a lot of them out there. And I came across one group of people who have the same sort of mindset as me, that it can't be cured, it's not curable, it's just something you have to learn to live with. And a lot of them were saying about how they shave their heads and then wear wigs. And I did that. I got a couple of wigs, and they're hot, they're itchy. I don't get on with them. I mean, they're great for a couple of hours while you're at a fancy dress party, but other than that, I just don't get on with them. So the wigs went out the window. Then I decided that maybe I should get some dreads installed, which I still think would have been alright, but I made my own dreads. I looked up a lot of YouTube tutorials about dreads and micro dreads and how to make them, and oh my god, some of the things that people can do with synthetic hair is amazing. And I literally sat and made a full set of double-ended micro dreads. It took, for what felt to me like forever, but I sat and I did it, and I got half head installation done, and my arms got tired and I got bored, and I went, sod this, and I took a lot of them out. So then for me there was only one thing left to do, and that was shave my head. So my other half decided that maybe I should do it for charity, so that if people said to me, why did you do it, that I had a safety blanket, in the sense of I had the excuse of I did it to raise money for a charity. And I did. I raised money for Bowel Cancer UK. And it was great. But the response I got was not what I was expecting. People didn't ask me why I did it. The first thing people did was ask me if I had cancer. I haven't. I never have. And I hope to God I never do. But if I do end up with it, then it's something I've got to deal with and learn to deal with. At the moment in my life, I'm dealing with something else, and that's the trick. Those comments, they still come and go every now and then, but it's not stopping me from shaving. I love having a shaved head, and I am not about to change it for anyone. God knows my daughter has tried to get me to grow my hair out, but I just physically can't. Anyone who knows me knows that I will do my own thing. I am not about to follow a crowd as far as the way I look goes. But I will do whatever I need to do to make myself happy. And at that moment, at this moment in time, it's shaving my head. So to stop me pulling my hair out and creating a bald patch, I am deliberately making myself bald. And I quite like it. So in a way, having trick is a good thing. Or at least it's something that I wouldn't change about myself. Because if I did change it, I wouldn't be me. Same as the ADHD. Which I will do another video on. At some point. Lord knows I've been trying for the last God knows how many months to do a video on ADHD. But my attention keeps wandering and I can't stay focused on it. Which ironically is ADHD in itself. It's a miracle I've made it this far, and I hope this all makes sense, but I'm not going to watch this back. I'm not going to edit it because it wouldn't be me if I did. I like doing things raw. I like showing me. That's if anybody's even watching. If you are, yay. If you're not, who cares? So yeah. In a nutshell, trick. There are some other YouTubers out there. There are some amazing videos on trick where people have told their stories in a much better way than I ever could. But this is just answering the one question for me. Why I shave my head. I have trichotillomania.